About this level, you're probably realizing what a problem storage can be on a free-to-play character. It's no better on a VIP or a premium character. Storage is a problem no matter what what subscription tier you have, no matter how much storage you have, you always need more. So one thing that I would suggest, of course it's totally optional, is creating a second account or even a second and third account. I'd really suggest creating two additional accounts for storage. Each of those accounts can have three characters. Each of those characters can hold up to 80 items for you. Uh, Even if, maybe 75 if you save a couple, but basically you start with three inventory tabs and you get the one bank tab. So that's per character 240 items you could store that are unbound. So if you have something that's bound to account or bound to character, you can't trade that to the other character. But I think just unbound alone, it's a huge tremendous thing. So this character here, Trodden, is a bank character that I created on another free to play account. Uh, I ran that. I ran five favor on four servers to get 200 points. I used that 200 points to buy the two Menace of the Underdark and Shadowfell Conspiracy expansions, and I used the free code to get all the content. That gives me the option, if I want, to play with this account in the future. One of the ways you might be able to make use of this account is to have it kind of tag along with you as you run quests to provide another, loot option. So you saw in the last quest we ran, we had one chance at the chest. If I had this second character, I would get double my chance. You don't have to pay for that. If you want to do it on one character, you have to pay for reroll. But if you have a second character, you could basically just get a second chance. Now, it does take longer to run that second character around, so it may not be something that you enjoy, or maybe you want to selectively do it. Other ways that this could benefit you, having the second account, is that if you get the character up to level 13, um, you can have that character hold up to over 4 million plat for you, each character. And it's going slow. We're at level 6 right now. It's been a few days only since we started, but we'd be at level 13 right now if we were only worried about leveling up. But we're also worried about favor, Reaper XP, and all sorts of things. But if you just run a character from level 1 to 13 normal, just taking a level when you can, just using whatever gear you get, because when you run a normal, it's probably fine. We'd already be well past 13, so you could probably in a very short period of time get them up to 13 um, and be good. Now, this is not my character, but you see this character is in a guild called Bankers Inc. Good chance that it's a bank character, and this guild is a guild that he created just for his bank characters. Um, there's a few of those I've seen around with similar names. So this character, that's all he is, a bank character. So I've found a few items. Here's a few items I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use next level, so I'm putting those aside here. Here's some unbound items that I wanted to keep, but I just don't have the room. So I also have a few unbound items in my bank, so I'm just going to put those in here as well. So these level 1 bracers, I'm just going to put this up here so I don't confuse it. Those are things I need to sell. Then there's this cloak. It's a level 3 intelligence 2 feather falling cloak. Um, Sheltering 3 spot 4 helmet. We were using that before we upgraded to just a better version of the same type of helmet. These are all bound. Then we found this level 1 feather falling item. Level 1 feather falling items are always useful, and we have the cloak that's bound to account. But the ring is nice because it's unbound, and it gives us another option. We didn't have anything on our ring finger for level 1 for quite some time. So it could be if we start running into space, we could say, well, I could just delete this featherfall cloak because it doesn't have any kind of mythic bonuses on it. I could always get it again by looting the chest, and we already have a ring that's unbound. So this bound storage becomes very precious because we can't trade this to another account. So when we have an item, okay, it's a featherfall unbound ring versus a featherfall bound cloak, we might want to get rid of this cloak and just say, okay, we'll put featherfall on our ring when we get to level 1. Right now, I'll keep it because we have the space. This Pearl of Power is also unbound, so that's 10 items I could trade to him. This old staff is that we wanted to keep is unbound, so that's 11. Um, this potion is unbound, a minor mnemonic elixir. This is this is bound, so all the rest of this is bound. Um, but we've freed up quite a few spaces here for our bound, so we're going to trade this to Reltrodden. And to run the second account, you can either run it on the same computer, or if you have an older computer, you could probably, sit next to it, your other main computer, you could run on the other computer. You just have two sessions going. You just basically initiate two sessions, log in separately, and then you'll have them both there, and you'll have to, um, shift focus from one to the other, but it's not too complicated. So I'm just going to trade all of this. It looks like there's a limit of 8, but you can actually scroll, go down below this, but I'm just going to just do these 8. Now you see this character looks a lot like my character. I actually just made effectively a clone of my character. And the reason being is if I ever would decide I want to level up this character, run him to 13, I already have the gear for it. So I don't have to worry about thinking twice about gear. Granted, some of it's bound, but if I'm just running him on normal, just the unbound gear alone is going to be plenty for him to get to level 13 on normal. So that's why I just made him the same build. Another strategy for your bank characters is to make them half orc. Well, we don't have half orc yet, but you'd make them like a human, uh, fighter with an 18 strength so that they can carry as many things as possible. Strength limits how much your carrying capacity is, and we're going to quickly load that guy down with a lot of things as we trade it. Also, I went ahead and got him an ingredient bag and a collectible bag, so we can trade him ingredients and collectibles that are unbound, and that's most of them. And it's not a problem now, but we're going to get to a level very quickly where we are running out of space. So right now we have in our medium bag 19 out of 30, and in our small bag 12 out of 12. So we only have room for 11 more collectibles, and at some point we're going to not have enough, and that's going to happen before we have access to the bigger bag at higher levels. So what I'm going to do is look through this and figure out which things do I not need that are unbound and trade those things to my other character for storage. I might make another character just for ingredients and collectibles. Um, you could actually buy a bag. You'd have to level that character up for them to buy their own bag, but you could buy a bag for them from House Jarasco once you have the money, so that they could store more things in bags. It's just limitless. So I'd really recommend while you have this opportunity through August 31st that you make two additional accounts for banking, but that you assume you might play with those in the future and go ahead and earn the 200 favor. It's as simple as running 3 quests on normal on 4 different servers to get 5 favor. That'll get you 50 points on 4 servers. You'll have 200 points to buy both of those expansion packs.